April 2020 planetary transits for Aquarius and Aquarius rising. This is an equal house chart set up for 0 degrees Aquarius on the ascendant, Eastern Daylight Time, New York. We begin April 1st, 2020 with 2 planets in Capricorn in the 12th house sector. Jupiter at 24 degrees conjunct Pluto at 24 degrees of Capricorn. The Sun is placed in the 3rd house at 11 degrees of Aries. The planet Mercury is at 15 degrees of Pisces, conjunct the planet Neptune at 19 degrees in the 2nd house. In the 1st house, we have the planet Mars at 0 degrees of Aquarius, conjunct Saturn, also at 0 degrees. Venus is placed at 27 degrees of Taurus in the 4th house sector, along with the planet Uranus at 5 degrees. The moon is in Cancer at 8 degrees in the 6th house. Overview. The big news of April 2020 is the magnificent Jupiter-Pluto conjunction making its first hit at exactitude on April 4th at 24 degrees of Capricorn, 53 minutes. Please refer to my video on the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction 2020 for Aquarius and Aquarius rising. This conjunction promises fortunate developments, changes, and transformations, exactly what the world needs right now in the face of the current global crisis. On April 3rd, Mercury conjunct Neptune in your 2nd house warns against excessive fear and worry, especially in connection with your finances. This energy heightens your imagination. Use it to imagine all that you desire instead of dwelling on negative scenarios. Also on April 3rd, Venus enters Gemini and moves into your 5th house. April 4th brings Venus trine Saturn between houses 5 and 1, an excellent day for discussing practical solutions with loved ones and resolving any issues between you. The Jupiter-Pluto conjunction makes its first of 3 hits at exactitude on April 4th. Hopefully, help is on the way for all of humanity in 2020. This conjunction, taking place in your 12th house, brings an emotional healing from spiritual sources and possible ascension. Mars square Uranus on April 7th between houses 1 and 4 may bring an unexpected disruption in connection with family. Maintain your boundaries if you feel someone is stepping over the line. Keeping your cool and not responding emotionally is the best way to handle this energy. April 7th also brings the full moon, 10:36 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 18 degrees of Libra in opposition to the Sun at 18 degrees of Aries, spanning houses 9 and 3, highlighting communication in your daily environment as well as international connections. This opposition demands efficiency with flexibility and going with the flow at the same time. The Jupiter-Pluto conjunction at 24 degrees of Capricorn, making a high-tension square from the 12th house to this full moon, may erupt into crisis mode and bring an overload of issues to deal with. Stay calm. On April 10th, the planet Mercury enters Aries and moves into the 3rd house. The Sun will square Pluto on April 14th between houses 3 and 12. Avoid power struggles with others. Pluto rules breakdowns of situations or objects in your environment, especially tools that have not been running smoothly and have been limping along. Fix your computer, your printer, your washing machine, whatever is not working well before today, or you may have to deal with a last-minute system collapse. Sun square Jupiter on April 15th between houses 3 and 12 may give rise to a wanderlust, either physical or mental. If you can manage it, take a break and have a good time. On April 19th, the Sun enters Taurus and moves into the fourth house sector. Under Sun squares Saturn on April 21st, between houses 4 and 1, avoid giving into depression or feelings of insecurity due to the challenges and pressures you may be feeling today. Self-discipline, action, and organization will mitigate the tendency to feel overwhelmed by circumstances at this time. Avoid internalizing any criticism coming from family. April 22nd brings the new moon, 10:27 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 3 degrees of Taurus in the fourth house, bringing the energy for a fresh start in your home life over the month ahead. If there are any reorganizing or redecorating plans for your domicile, you'll have the impetus to get it done. Mercury square Pluto on April 24th or 25th, depending on your location, between houses 3 and 12, warns you to avoid arguments with relatives. Pluto paranoia could cause you to be suspicious and read into an innocent remark. Whatever is bugging you today, let it slide. The weekend of April 25th and 26th, break out, fly free, and do something different and stimulating if you can. Under Mercury square Jupiter between houses 3 and 12 and the Sun conjunct Uranus in the fourth, taking a break from responsibilities and enjoying early spring weather might go a long way toward renewing you. On April 27th, the planet Mercury enters Taurus and moves into the fourth house. On April 28th, under Mercury square Saturn, between houses 4 and 1, don't give in to family worries and fears. Under Saturn afflictions, we tend to think we're seeing total reality and that the reality is negative. The truth is, our view at this time is overshadowed by internal fear and has nothing to do with the reality of a situation. Adjust your thinking and apply a dose of Jupiter, positivism, and hope. April 30th brings Mercury conjunct Uranus in the fourth house. Your intuition is strong today, and new, innovative ideas off the beaten track may come to you. It's also possible that you may receive stimulating, surprising, and unexpected communication that changes your way of thinking about your future.